Hello, Focus friends. Did you know that Apple founder Steve Jobs disliked notifications so much that for a long period of time the Apple Mac operating system simply didn't have them? If you wanted them, you had to install extra software. You see, Jobs understood the harm that notifications can do. There you are, getting on with your day, and bang, a notification comes in, interrupting your precious focus state. You're working efficiently and productively, and suddenly you're distracted. Jobs valued his focus and valued being the one in control of it, so naturally notifications were anathema to him. Now, obviously the man knew how to make money, and it's clear that he had a preternatural ability to identify what users want. But it's a mistake to think that he built what customers were asking for, because he knew that what customers need doesn't always coincide with what they really think that they want. So Jobs had an understanding of what would work for the customer, and he thought of his job as to give the customer what he didn't even realize he needed, features that would surprise and delight. It's clear when it came to notifications that his views conflicted with popular demand. His insight drove him to think the best customer solution, the one that leads to the best overall outcome, is in fact no notifications at all. Now, considering that distraction is reaching epidemic proportions in today's world, it seems to me that Jobs was right. It's having a profoundly negative effect on the modern psyche. In fact, neurologist Andrew Huberman has suggested even a large number of adults now have ADHD. ADHD used to be pretty much confined to being a childhood condition. In my own mind, there can be little doubt that notifications are playing a role in all of this. Let's consider the charge sheet against them. First, if you achieve a flow state with concentration, focus and energy, notifications will interrupt it. They yank you out of your most productive mode, and the time required to get back up to speed is considerable. Depending on the settings on your device, they can be doing this multiple times a day, all through the day. Second, through notifications, we'll be allowing other people and services to reach into our precious private headspace and grab our attention. The world is competing for your attention enough already, but through notifications, businesses and services interrupt us and get us to take action in relation to their own goals, which are distinct from ours. Surely we should be valuing ourselves more than this. Third, notifications train the brain to expect and react to distractions. Together with social media, we're now all too often training ourselves to be willing participants in a deflection away from the tasks that we should be focusing on. They're establishing a neuro-addictive vicious circle. At the neurological level, social media provides us with a dopamine hit, a small psychological high. But when we try and continually grab that high, net dopamine levels are reduced. This vicious circle is leaving us more chaotic and more depressed than ever. Fourth, notifications, after degrading our concentration levels, then contribute to our very perception of our need for them. By making our concentration patterns chaotic, we're less prone to be able to prioritize and appreciate what our priorities should be at any given moment. So they're like a thief, stealing our most precious resource, our conscious focus, and then selling it back to us in a despoiled form. By contrast, when our concentration patterns are ordered and predictable, we find there's an alternative scenario. We find we're quite naturally able to remember the things that we switched on notifications for in the first place. Now, this can be sliced different ways, but broadly I think it's useful to distinguish 5 different categories of notification. Category 1 covers real-time communication, the kind we have little choice but to respond to, so things like telephone calls or video conferencing. Realistically, we have to accept that these are an indelible part of our working day. Category 2 is notifications for important events that we plan for ourselves, so for example a dental appointment. These two are not necessarily bad, but don't think that we can't reduce or eliminate them. Category 3 is non-real-time business communication, so things like Slack messages or work-related WhatsApp messages. Now these are important, but with good order we don't need them. We can develop a routine to check for them when it's convenient to do so. Category 4 is non-real-time social communication, so Facebook, Instagram and TikTok messages. Well, the less said about this, the better. I mean, we just really don't need notifications for these. And Category 5, the last category, is non-essential service or app-based communication, and this is pretty much completely redundant and exists almost entirely for the benefit of the app or service provider. Usually there's little to distinguish it from straight-up advertising. So notifications about app updates, which will be automatically installed anyway, or about how you're missing out on an important July in-app purchase offer, well, they come into this category and really we don't need notifications for them at all. So it's clear, at minimum, we should be eliminating categories 3, 4 and 5. Only category 1, real-time communication, is an absolute must, and it's pretty much unavoidable. But category 2, notifications about things that we planned for ourselves, such as dental appointments, this too could be eliminated. We'll find that if we're attending to our focus, that suddenly we're able to reliably remember these things. When in an ordered state, our brains contain a natural prioritization system that naturally gives rise to biological notifications. Indeed, in later videos, we'll be looking at how healthy circadian rhythms and sleeping habits lead directly to more effective prioritization and priority awareness. Though to be honest, though I know such natural reminders work, I can't claim to be there fully myself yet. So in summary, by switching off notifications, we enable greater psychological order and less chaotic thinking. One last thing that I should note is that for iPhone users in particular, in relation to this objective, it's worth looking into the iPhone's notification filter modes. They have a Do Not Disturb feature built in, and it's powerful. It can be used to ensure certain categories of notification are cut out between defined hours or simply manually can be switched off. It's understandable if you think we already have too much technology that you might not want to look at this feature, but it really is good, so it's well worth a look. So please do. Thanks for watching my video. We're only just getting started at Simple Focus. And if you saw this through my app and like the content, I've got a favour to ask you. Please use the link in the text below this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And that will help increase its visibility, which in turn will help me to continue producing content for you to see, and new objectives for the app. Simple Focus provides a quick-to-use, self-improvement checklist. See your progress at a glance. Acquire the habit of self-improvement daily, with a morning checklist, objective of the day, and an evening review. View and prioritise objectives for the positive habits you'd like to form. Great video content appears daily in the magazine, and when you see something you like, add it to your objectives. So it's well worth a look, so please do.